Hello, thank you so much for joining this video tutorial. This is lesson 12, UFT data-driven testing for beginners. In this lesson, we will write the driver script. This lesson is divided into two parts. Part 1, we will create a blank VB script file. Part 2, we will write the script. So before we continue, let me show you the design. So we just need to build this component, driver script. And this driver script job, as I mentioned before that, this driver script job is to execute the scripts for us. So simply this driver will go to the config file where we listed all the scripts. And in this file, we can configure whether we want driver to execute or not. And if driver sees Y, let me go to my config file. You can see that I have listed two scripts. One I set to no, another one I set to Y. That means that if driver sees no, and driver will not open this script. If driver sees Y, driver will open and execute this script. Very simple configuration. So let's just work on this driver script. First one, create a blank VB script file. So I already created that. I like to show you. I just simply open a notepad. I type something here and say save. Once I try to save, it will ask me to give the file name. So I can say something like driver and then .vbs. Once I click save, it's going to overwrite. I don't want to overwrite this. It's a driver here, and I don't want to overwrite this driver. So what I'm going to do, just cancel out. So that's how I create a blank VB script file. That's just one of the many ways. And now let's go back to this here and write the script. So I already wrote the script because if I wanted to write the script from scratch, it will take a lot of time. So let's go over the code here. What driver supposed to do? So first, create an UFT object. So this is the line creating the UFT object. And then we are questioning if UFT is already launched. If it's launched, skip this. Start from here. If it's not launched, then launch the application, launch UFT. Here, we are saying visible equal to true. That means that we want to see UFT. We want UFT to be displayed during runtime. And here we have a variable, config file path variable. We hard-coded the config file path. That's where our config file path is. This is the file what we listed all the scripts that we created. In this case, two scripts. Now we need an Excel file object, Excel application object. So that's my object for Excel application. Again, we wanted to display, we want to see the Excel application visible, so we set to true. And these scripts, so right now this is another object to open the Excel application, Excel file. And this line, let me show you something quick. This is the config file. In the config file, we listed the scripts in scripts tab. So that's why you see in the driver that scripts is hard-coded. So that's the path. If you rename that config file worksheet, you also have to change it here in this case. So this is the worksheet object. And then this line simply counting number of the rows in scripts worksheet. And here is the for loop. For loop simply says start from 1 to total rows here and -1. -1 because if you go back here, you'll notice that we have a header. So we don't want to, we simply wanted to exclude this header row. That's how we have -1. And this line simply says, go to the config file, scripts worksheet, and then go to column number 3 and read the script path. So that means that it's going to go here, and this is the column number 3, and it's going to read this path. And then store into this my scripts variable. This line, again, go to that scripts worksheet and read the value of second column. So in this case, it's reading, this is the value it's reading. This is the column number 2, and this is the one it's reading during first iteration. So I have a message box here. This is not needed. Actually, I should not have it. Let me just comment out for now. So now, again, this variable will have a value y or n. Y or n. So I have a if statement here. If this one is set to y, in this case you can see right here, then I want to open the script. You can see open my script, and my script is the which has the value of the script directory. I wanted to open it if executable to y, and then run the script. So and if it's not set to y, and then continue with the next iteration, or just if there are no other rows, then for loop just will end. So this is the for loop. It will simply go through row by row and open one script at a time if scripts are set to y. After that, once it's done, all the scripts that are listed there, which are set to y, and then we'll just close the workbook, quit the application, and release the objects. So this is the driver script, and you can go ahead and make changes based on your need. This is a very simple one. Sure, you can make it a lot better. So I want to keep it as simple as possible. So let me save it. So once the driver script is done, let me recap what I did. So what we did simply, we today wrote the driver script, and we did not run the driver yet. We'll run the driver in the next lesson, and then I will explain the execution flow during runtime in the next lesson. So I guess this is it for today, and thank you so much for watching this. I hope you liked it. In the next lesson, we will run a test suite. So we have 2 scripts so far, and I call them as test suite, and we will run the test suite using the driver and config file. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next lesson. Take care.